Hi and welcome to today's session. I'm going to take you through how to increase your motivation. The cost of inaction is one of the most powerful concepts. You're going to get an understanding to the pain that drives you, and in turn, by understanding the pain that drives you, you'll be understand your client's pain. Understand your client's pain makes it much easier to make sales, which is fundamentally the core reason that most businesses fail, because they don't make enough sales. So we're going to have to understand your pain to understand your client's pain. Okay, so what you're going to get specifically, we're going to take you through why you need the cost of inaction to get results quicker. It will drive you further forward. What does your pain journey look like? And how to connect with your pain journey to get results quicker. What this means for your future, and then tasking to complete now as always. So why you need to know your cost of inaction. All right, because pain outdrives pleasure 10 times harder. Pain is much stronger. Now, a lot of people talk about desire. A lot of coaches, because they're in this really happy space, because they've gone through their pain, they're now in their pleasure. They talk about pleasure all the time. But pain is what started them on the journey. Pain is more powerful as a motivator for action. Get clear on your pain points, and this will drive you forward faster. The same for your client. The desire, the actual pleasure, is just away from the pain. So the pain for your client outdrives pleasure 10 times harder. So what should we focus on? Their pleasure or their pain? No, their pain. Your client's pain is more powerful as a motivator for buying. Get clear on your client's pain points and they will buy. Your client's desire is away from the pain. Get it? So why do you need pain? Pain problems are a stronger driver. The pain of not doing something is far greater than actually doing it. If you don't understand your client's pain/problem, they will not buy from you. And so look, this is your wake-up call. All right, most people wait to do something, hoping that someday they will do it. But the truth is, if you're waiting, you're not understanding the concept of pain. The quicker you do it, the quicker you avoid that pain. Most people live a life of regret, then die, then end up, like in the ground with loads of regrets. Okay, you're not getting any younger. There will never be more perfect time than there is now. Now is the only time. It's time to set yourself free. You and I are not getting out of this thing called life alive. Your time is running out. You are going to die, so you may as well do this right now. That fact that you're going to die can set you free if you allow it to. So what does the pain journey look like specifically? All right, there is always a severe pain point that becomes a pivot point where you decide it will never be like that again. Mine was when I was burnt out doing too many hours. I couldn't handle everything that was going on in my life. And so I had too many businesses, too much going on. I gave away 80% of my investment-based business. I simplified my entire life and focused on what was more important based on my values. And that's when I started COA. Now, at that time when I was burnt out, when I say I was burnt out, I was 2 weeks in hospital burnt out. Like I was really, really burnt out. Like there was nothing left. And then I really simplified. And from that time on, I've had some wavering points, but I've got an awesome morning routine, stay focused, and simplified everything. Mine was when I burnt out doing too many hours. I couldn't handle everything that was going on in my life. Too many businesses, too much going on. As I said, I gave away 80% of my investment business. I simplified my entire life. I focused on what's important based on my values. That's when I started COA. So here's what the pain journey looks like. You hit this point, right? And then you're going on your journey and then there's a block, right? And there's this pain point. Something happens, you're frustrated or whatever it may be. And then you go down because, you're getting frustrated, overwhelmed, and then you increase that amount of pain. And then what happens here is that more often than not, you go down again. And it's what we call a severe pain point. Lack of time, lack of money, emotionally unstable, something severe happens. And it's in that moment which we call the pivotal point. And that's what we're looking for. That's why in the closer process, just so you know, we're going to peel onions. We keep on asking till we get to the severe pain point. The surface level, all right, then a mid-level, and then severe, all right, the deep level. We want the deep level. Because on the deep level, all right, that's the point. The pivot point must change. There is no other way. You've got to get help. You've got to get coaching. You've got to look at a faster way. And that's the point that most of your clients will come to you at, or you get them to that point. And that's the point where you write down what your pain points were, so you can remind yourself, what was the pain point, the severe pain point that started your journey for you on this, all right? Maybe it was in your relationship, or maybe it was your health, or maybe it was your business, all right? Maybe you didn't have enough time for your children, and you remember one of your child running in and they were saying, you know, I never see you anymore. Or maybe it was a specific situation where you had no money. Or I remember a client story that was a severe pain point. She was stuck in a rotary, you know, going into a football game, and she got stuck because she was so overweight and loads of people were laughing. That was the severe pain point, right? And so what happens if you get access to the severe pain point, that's when real transformation takes place, because they have to move off that, and they move off it with immense motivation. So you got to remind yourself of these severe pain points. Like, I remember, you know, again, a similar situation where I just kind of let my diet slip. And I remember looking in the mirror and I was just like, what happened? You know, like, and, you know, in that moment you go, look, that is it. I'm taking control of this and I'm back in the game. I'm back on healthy eating. And you're like, never again will I do that. So you're looking for that severe pain point. Understand your clients, right? Write down their severe pain points and they will buy your program. So that's the game. So how to connect with your own pain journey. All right, we're going to financial target. You've written out, all right, I want you to write out what the cost of not hitting that target is. Now, in the previous session, we wrote out, you know, what that financial target is. Now you're going to write out what is the pain if you do not hit that. Now, in the second one, you're going to write out the cost of not hitting the target, of not calling people. What's the pain? You know, what happens if you don't do that as well? Again, this is going to drive you to do it. And then all of those amazing reasons why that you've already written around why you're going to do this. Now you're going to write out what the cost of not hitting that target is for you. What happens when you don't hit those whys, those emotional triggers, the things that you really want to get? So you're going to write out what the cost is, write out the cost of not hitting your monthly target, write out the cost of not getting the number of clients you want, and write out the cost of not achieving your flaming reason why. Okay? Think worst case situation. Your family, your friends, they leave you. How does that make you feel? You lose your house, all your assets. Everyone you've ever loved loses total respect for you. This is the real pain points. You become an outcast. That's what's going to drive you the most. Okay? Our philosophy in Clients and Automation, how we train you, is we're consistently going to remind you of the pain so we get you in action. All right, and then you get results because of it. We want to consistently remind you. That's why we've got extreme accountability, live clinics all the time. We're going to get you into an action, get results so that you get rewarded. And when you get rewarded with us, not only do you get the reward from getting the results, you get clients, you get income, but you also get personalized support with us as well. You get one-to-one support. And that's why we're different from anyone else in the industry. Get in action, get results, get rewarded. Not only do you get the reward, you get one-to-one coaching with us, right? And so make sure you tell the team when you get a win, and you'll get a one-to-one with a coach, which means that you get more personalization, you get more support, right? So that you keep on increasing that, okay? You don't have to get 10K to get a one-to-one. You can get it for just a win, all right? The more wins you get, and you'll say like, what's a win? Setting up your funnel, or, you know, setting up, you know, an ad and it starts getting like 38 leads and you haven't had any, or, you know, whatever it is, it's specific to you. The more successful you will be, the more wins that we can help you realize those wins. As I said, make sure you tell the team when you get a win, and you'll get a one-to-one. Okay, so look, as always, when you hit those 10K, 100K clubs, as well as, you know, great things that are happening, post a video in the group and you'll get a one-to-one with me or my team to refine you. Your 10K month award, 100K award will be given to you when you hit this. Ed, you just want more testimonials. I'll be straight. We got thousands of testimonials. Now, it's important to keep on collecting testimonials, and they do help for sure. We have so many all the time though. You've got to understand, we've been doing this a long time. I've got a whole bank of them. So we appreciate the testimonials. There's no doubt. We love the testimonials. However, it helps you. You're the one that gets the most out of this. It helps you get more results. It helps you, not us. It's scientifically proven by vocalizing your success, you attract more success. You become more successful because you see yourself and you hear yourself as a successful person. Now, in today's world, a lot of people don't realize that they're doing really well because they have such negative programming and they're always waiting for like this, 700 million to land in their account before they actually congratulate themselves. And the truth is they're doing really well, but they don't even realize it. So we want to condition really good things. All right. If you are out there getting into action, getting results, you get rewarded. It's as simple as that. And we want to give you as much positive conditioning so you become more successful. And the more we can do it, right, the more you say it, the more it becomes you and the more it becomes your reality. And that's why we've got so many client results, all right? As always, post in the group, give us your best acceptance speech and you'll get one-to-one with myself or my team. And when you hit your 100K, etc., you get awarded. And we're consistently rewarding good behavior, good results, good things. All right. In today's world, you've got to have a lot of positivity to grow. There's so much negativity. All right. Condition positivity around everything that you do, and you'll get more positivity. All right. If you're someone that's out in the clinics and you're telling the team, oh my God, this is what happened. You'll jump on to the team and they'll give you a one-to-one so you can again refine it, so you can get all your questions out. So really make the most out of this. So what this means for your future, pain drives you more than pleasure. Every successful person has been driven by pain to succeed. This is what it unlocks for you. It unlocks your ability to understand, use your pain to get more pleasure. Leverage the pain to get better. When you get frustrated, if you're frustrated with your ads, use the pain to get better. Use the weekly tracker to get better. Avoid taking responsibilities for your actions. You become a victim. All right, become a victim and try to blame us. You avoid the pain. Take the pain, frustration, your ads not working, your message is not working as you want. Keep on refining. Use us. And we're here to help you to make it work, to refine it as quick as possible. Use the pain to drive you forward. If you get frustrated, use the pain to get better. Use the pain to go through the program again. If they don't buy, use the pain to get better. If your ad doesn't work, use the pain to get better messaging. If you don't work, nothing won't work, okay? So do the work and get on with it. Let's go, okay? Pain is the only reason they will buy from you. Understanding your pain will make you a better coach. Understanding your client's pain will help you to transform their lives. A reminder of what we covered, why you need the cost of inaction to get results quicker, what does your pain journey look like, how to connect with your pain journey to get results quicker, what this means for your future, tasking to complete now, let's get it done. Tasking complete now, complete your tasking now, write out your pain, all right, set a countdown timer, 20 minutes to complete it, stick to it, just get it done, all right, it's easy to do. Write out what is the cost of not hitting your monthly target. Write out what is the cost of not getting the number of clients you want. Write out what is the cost of not achieving your flaming right reasons why. Get viscerally connected, emotional. Like imagine the people that you love the most in your life, you let them down. What does that feel like? Use that pain to drive through this and let's get it done. All right. And then task number 2, write out your client's pain. Write out the cost for your client for not buying your program. What is their pain? Okay, what is the pain that your client gets if they don't buy your program? Like we know if clients don't buy this program, they have to try and set up a funnel all on their own. They're never going to get high-level clients from the beginning. They're never going to be able to close over a consultation call. They'll never be able to scale efficiently, and they'll be stuck on social media for the rest of their life. How does this affect them emotionally and physically? The truth is, if they don't come off social media and they think like having a business is just posting on Instagram daily, they'll give up and they'll get very disheartened and they'll get very bitter. All right. We say, don't get bitter, get better. All right. Don't get bitter, get better. What? Don't get bitter, get better. All right. And so think about what emotionally happens physically. All right. Emotionally, they end up, their partner always having a go at them because they've got either no time or no money. They don't have the lifestyle that they really could have. They don't have the holidays. They don't have, that ability to go and buy stuff just when you need it. If your health goes and deteriorates, you can't buy proper healthcare. You know, I've had some really ill dogs in the past, and you know, it's not cheap. But knowing that I can, you know, I can pay for the best and get the best, you know, it completely sets you apart in a whole different world. Okay, how does this affect your family emotionally, physically? Like my mum had cancer, and so you know, we were able to afford the best treatment in the world, and it allows you, you know, special moments. It allows people to live longer. And when people say, you know, health, you know, you can't buy health. Yes, you can. Organic is not cheap. You can buy all of the treatments in the world, you know, all of the holistic treatments. They all add up, and it becomes, you know, a costly process. And so, you know, you have to get clear on how does this affect your family emotionally and physically? How does it affect your clients emotionally and physically? So do your tasking now. All right, I have a gift for you. There's a special video at the end of this, and I just want you to know that I created this as a video. I did it initially as an ad, but it's in the cost of inaction. I think you'll really enjoy it. As always, complete your tasking now. We're here for you every step of the way. All right, we got your back. That's how we roll. As always, no matter what happens, never give up on your dreams. My name's Ed JC Smith. I can't wait to see you on the next module. I'm going to go straight into a short video I used to use in events, but it's all on the cost of inaction to get you making you wanting to do more. So I think you'll really enjoy it. I was not prepared for the level of darkness that I would experience. In a place of being all alone, my life was falling apart. I had created this story about how my life should be, about why my life was the way it was, why I wasn't good enough, why I kept failing, why I kept losing in life. Society said I had no choice, I had a pre-picked path. And this story that I created became a box, became a prison, and locked me in the past. I was told it wasn't okay to have feelings. It wasn't okay to have emotions, that boys don't cry. Emotions are weak. So I pretended I was okay, and I buried them deep. Every single day I lied to myself, I hid the truth, and slowly but surely I began to die. Society tells us, our parents tell us to be a certain way, to fit in, to conform. Social media has us pretending that life is just a pretty picture. Questions over and over again in my head. Who am I? What's my calling? What's my purpose? Why am I even here? It is painful to be lost. It is painful to not know what your next step is. It is painful to be unsure of who you are. There are so many today that are lost, unsure, and not clear of what the next step is for them.
Hello? Hello, is that Mrs. Smith? Your son, he tried to kill himself.
Your wake-up call is coming. Either now or later, it's coming. If you can learn from the pain will set you free. The truth will set you free to live a life that truly matters, to live a life of purpose, to live life on your terms. If you are ready for the truth, if you're ready to stop lying, if you are ready to get what you want, it is time for you to have your breakthrough, to create a new path, to take your life to the next level. Because you, my friend, are not alone. Your next step starts here, because it's time to set yourself free. Commit more. Commit more. Commit more. Commit more. Commit more. Commit more.